Okay, so Kiki decided to show up to Wanda's gathering or whatnot, has a conversation with Tisha. As she's talking to Tisha, she lets her know that she didn't say anything about the infidelity, but wants her to know that, like, girl, don't act like we didn't have a conversations about infidelity. And you think it's okay for Marceau to tell my business, but it's not okay for me to speak on yours. I hated to see Tisha cry because I was just like, girl, shut up with all this crying. Like, stop what you crying for. I don't want to see your tears. Okay. Then you got Marceau over there threatening Kiki to not say what it is that she was gonna say, because she was like, I can remind y'all what happened. Because according to Kiki, they did have these conversations. So she's ready to spill all the beans. But of course, here goes Mr. Marceau. You better not say it. I love when Kiki's husband jumped in, though. I
Do you
did.
think Kiki actually has something to spill though?
I
I feel
do.
like she did. I do.
I
Now,
feel
whether
like
that was going
everybody
to
That's
be
does.
good enough
that's
evidence for us to
shocking.
believe, I feel like she had some stuff she could have shared for
I
sure.
think everybody
This
does.
is
I think the whole family knows shit. That's why they knew what she was about to say. She couldn't even get the fucking words out of her mouth before everybody at that table reached and touched
it felt
her.
like that. Yes,
Whoa.
everybody said.
Wait.
Right. Everybody was pulling on her. That's another indicator that she must really have some stuff to say.
The
And
look on her face
Marceau's
too.
reaction.
Hit
You say what, Bondi?
the look on her face when he started saying that shit about I'll burn this whole thing down, and she was like, I know you will. I know you will.
Right.
Because to me, that's
Yeah, she did
basically
say
saying
that.
that's telling on yourself. If I say what I know, if I don't know anything, why would you burn shit down then? If I don't know anything, if there's nothing for me to say, why are you threatening to burn shit down? Come on, son. Come on.
He's saying, "Tell spill my tea, I'ma spill yours."
Yes.
Which he
Yep.
already did, which is why she was about to spill his. You've already told my information. So now I'm finna get you back. Your wife saying we ain't had these conversations. We actually did. I wanted Kiki to give me something. Say something. Give us something. But I loved, and this is another thing for me that made me feel like she definitely had some things to say. When Kiki's husband checked Marceau, and then Marceau changed his entire tone with her husband and started
Mhm.
like, family don't do that. I be here for y'all. Like that right there to me was
It
like, oh
came to
yeah,
y'all maliciously.
yeah, yeah.
I was
Uh-huh.
like, what?
To do this, to do that's what, and I'm like, ain't man come to her for this to happen. Like Kiki did what she wanted to do because that's what she wanted to do.
Mm.
It's like one
Then
minute
they all
y'all
start
saying it's
blaming
Kiki
males.
fault, then now y'all saying it's Mel's fault. So who fault? Who fault?
Girl, it's always male fault. I don't know if y'all know that, but it
I
seemed to
did.
me global warming, everything.
Not
Yes,
They
global
didn't know
warming.
what
ma'am.
else to say. They was just like, but man, what? Mel ain't even here. Another time.
Right.
Mel ain't even really been on a season like that. She is
Mel
in
be
every
chilling.
conversation, basically.
Innocent people don't act like Marceau act at the end of the day. I think
Mm-mm.
that's the biggest tell for me. I feel like, and women who believe their husbands don't entertain bullshit. Like if I trust you can't tell me shit about my man because I trust him. If you tell me something and I believe you, it's because I know that there's something to be believed. Because Tisha wants us to feel like she's secure, but you're not. Because when anyone
Mm.
comes with anything, you question or you allow your mom to question because you want the question answered, and your husband never answers you. So even the fact that at the end she asked something like, "I need you to always like give me a real answer." The fact that y'all had to have that conversation means you don't trust him to even be honest with you about real shit, even if it's a lie. You should be able to ask your husband if what you heard is true. As a one-on-one conversation with your husband, boyfriend, wife, girlfriend, y'all should be able to have that conversation. Tisha wants to say she believes shit, but, but she don't. And that be that bullshit that makes her look stupid. That be the bullshit that makes her look like she on some fuck shit. That's also why we know for a fact Marcel out here fucking other bitches because his wife acts like he is.
Mm.
Mhm. That's exactly what it is, girl. Because I feel like if you really didn't have no worries about him, if you felt like your husband, I have never dealt with infidelity from Marceau, like you said on season one, and everybody was laughing and looking perplexed. I think it's because he has cheated. They do know, she knows, and she's lying about it. And it's aggravating the shit out of everybody and their homegirls because you're still asking him questions like you want answers. And so if you want answers, that means you don't trust him all on your lonesome, and it doesn't really have anything to do with Mel. And that's the point that Mel was trying to make. And everybody will keep acting like the worst thing Mel could have done was brought Kiki on here. To me, I feel like essentially it was Mel like, please bring your ignorant ass family on here and take up camera time so me and Martell can stop being the topic of conversation every damn episode. Y'all wanted them to stop talking about us. Please go on and take the Scott's business and run with it.
That's what it was.
But I'm gonna tell you how the Scott's fucked up. At least when it came to Mel and Martell, the truth was eventually released, and then we could chop up on the truth, and that felt like satisfaction because so much had been, whirling around. We was waiting on Ariane. We finally found out who Ariane was, bitch. Then she came out with information, and then we found out that she had a baby, and then oh my god, so if things were happening, and then we were finding out as they were happening. With the Scotts, it's just nothing is really happening. And you can know that something is going on behind the scenes, but nothing is actually taking place. And they're not allowing the truth to come out because Marceau is smarter than Martell when it comes to how to lie and how to conceal. And for a reality show, it has to come out in order for the crowd to get the satisfaction, in all honesty.
Yeah, I agree. Marceau don't want to be questioned or nothing. He even sat up there and told Tisha, what he told her, like, consider my character or something like that.
Don't ask me no disrespectful questions.
Right.
But then he brought up one of the dumbest questions that she asked to invalidate everything else that she would ever ask him. Because she has asked him things that sounded, yes, and to guilt her. She has asked him things that sound believable before, even Wanda. As far as this damn motel situation, that was a reasonable question. It ain't too many backs that you could just recognize. It's not. I knew who that was. You could tell from the ratio of the long back to the booty to the everything. You could tell that was him. So yeah, he's trying to invalidate her. It's really frustrating because Letitia is playing the same game as Marceau. She's playing herself in private rather than playing herself and admitting it to us, but we see it. So it's just like, come on, you could be on one accord with the viewers and you would not get bullied the way that people bully you about this show if you just came on board.
Why they bring me in the comment section? I'm like, they talking about just a family. Charles Bessie.
Well, what happened?
No, they saying they blame Mel for stuff in the comment section because they blame him for everything else. I'm like,
I saw somebody say the gas. They blame Mel on gas.
I cannot.
They did that.
Tampons, Mel fault.
They did that to somebody else recently. I can't remember who it was, but that was a running thing.
No formula.
Oh, you talking about Queen Naja?
That's who it was, Queen Naja.
That's what you talking about.
Yeah, they was blaming her for everything. Hilarious.
That's fucked up. Why y'all do that to people? Hilarious. So Mel's fault. Hilarious.
Kimmy decides that she was going to meet up with Destiny and Mel on 2 different occasions, hoping to get the ladies to get back on one accord. First of all, she calls out Destiny for saying the word sweetie to, what's this lady name? Stormy. And Destiny actually felt like nothing was wrong with that. She say sweetie all the time. And I'm just like, that don't mean that she wants to be called that in that conversation. And you can say
Jamie.
it. Say what?
You got to be specific, girl. She didn't just say, she said, I called her sweetie before and she didn't have a problem with it then. You mean before y'all argued? Before you were about to hit her with a chop?
Right. It was the tone. That's why I'm like, you can say sweetie all the time, but in that moment, it was the tone in which you used that she didn't want to be called that at all. And then, of course, Kimmy asked her about the connection with she and Mel, and Destiny is saying that it's nothing else she could do because she doesn't have the problem with Melody. And I'm like, are you sure? Because even after the Galentine, you the one who chose to reach out to her. So obviously you feel like there is something else that you could do to try to get back on one accord with Mel. But I guess you feel as though whatever you're doing is not penetrating Mel to make her want to have that friendship back. So now you're at a place where you just kind of want to give up, like, well, fine, she ain't effing with me, I ain't effing with her either. I done did all I could do, whatever. But do y'all think Mel could have at least called her back the next day? When Mel told her, hey, let's pick this up the next day. Y'all don't think she should have called her back?
No, because And if she wanted to talk, she would have texted her. So
I mean, that's true. She did call her to begin with.
she
Because it wasn't
right,
Mel's
you
issue.
called
It
her
was
to begin
really,
with.
it was Destiny's issue more than Mel. I think Mel was like, y'all don't have no real issue. Like
Yeah.
I feel like with Destiny and Shorty, that Shorty thing was, I'm giving you the energy you giving me. I think that, but she also was like, okay, it was me too, but I was giving you what you was giving me. Destiny really feel like it wasn't me, it was her. She did that, and because she did that, and I was like, no, like you have to admit that it was also you a little bit. And because she won't do that, she's more being defensive than just accepting, okay, maybe I didn't have to mock her accent. Maybe, you know what I'm saying? Like hold your part and let Shorty hold her part. And then that way y'all can both admit y'all parts and then kind of squash it. But I think they both kind of wasn't doing that. So like Mel, like it
You think
wasn't
Stormy
Mel's
got the
issue.
chance to?
No, I think once she said don't call me sweetie and Destiny left, to me that was definitely showing she was immature, because why leave? If you meant no disrespect, why leave? You left
Right.
because she checked you about how you came at her and you knew
Yep,
you
you tried
couldn't
it.
defend your action, so you left. You ran. And so Mel probably tried to hold her, to task on that. And then Destiny wanted to fuss about, no, I'm not gonna fuss. So when you want to stop fussing and you feel like we can talk, call me back.
Yeah.
And I ain't gonna call you back. You call me back. And okay, she must be good. So I think
And
Destiny
this
still wants, to be friends with Mel. But Mel, like, I don't really need you. So
Mm.
I don't, have to.
Mm.
Girl, I
and this
told y'all.
scene,
Go ahead, Niecy.
it was Kimmy for me. This scene, she irritated me 2 times this scene, and it hurt my heart because I usually love and agree with Kimmy, but this season ain't it. Season ain't it. And she had 2 strikes because Kimmy really didn't hold Destiny accountable the way that I thought she would.
Mm.
Whenever she asked her about the sweetie thing, she said, well, and I was like, okay, that's fair, good, as long as you being real. Then turned around and said she should have showed you a measurement of grace. She did, because she calmly told you, please don't call me sweetie. So I'm like, Kimmy, why are you playing the fence? And I know we're gonna talk about it later, but then Kimmy took her facilitating ass down to Mel and start asking questions about Mel about a village like she can't step up and be the village. And I'm like,
Mm.
Kimmy, this is not a look for you. Like, she can definitely facilitate their friendship and be friends with both of them without saying stuff that she know don't make sense. It's kind of giving Mel and Kimmy are cool, but I still think Kimmy feels a way about Mel because of her relation to the Scotts. And I don't mean she blames Mel for anything. I think she wants to tread lightly with Mel because she knows that Martell could expose something. So I think she just don't fool with them because of things that they've done to protect herself. So I don't understand why she was talking to Mel about that either. And I'm really annoyed by Kimmy
I
this
feel
season.
like sometimes Kimmy treads lightly with the male or whatever the case is because of the access male may have to other people that are in maybe higher positions sometimes. Like when I think about season 1 I was watching, like Kimmy kind of took shots at Mel then. So I mean, I ain't saying she don't like Mel, but I think she doesn't get as fly as she probably did in season 1 when it comes to Mel because of the access and the influence that Mel may have.
She's smart.
Yeah,
Says she's
her role on the show, it has longevity.
It
You
does.
talking about? Oh, y'all talking about Mel?
No, we're
No, I'm
talking
talking
about
about
Kimmy.
Kimmy because
Kimmy?
of
Yeah,
how
Okay.
she's
Kimmy's
placed
smart.
herself.
Yeah, and
Hmm.
she's playing her cards right. It doesn't behoove you to make Mel an enemy for more than one reason. First of all, she never did shit to you, and Kimmy's fair, so she's not gonna do that. But this is my thing with Kimmy. Kimmy is doing the thing that I feel like the men have been doing with Martell, which is making the villain a victim.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like she is doing that in damn near every instance now. And that's what's annoying. Like, for instance, Destiny is not a victim, especially not in that situation with Stormy. She was the aggressor. Y'all had to calm her the fuck down. Stormy was sitting in her chair. So when you make her out to be a victim that deserved more grace than she did, and then you go to Mel after everything that's happened and act like Mel should be more open to being her village and feeling sorry for her after Mel was already doing that. And now Destiny has come out and said that, you know, Mel is the lowest of the low because she said that she helped you financially after you the one that put the shit out there, if I recall. You the one that told us the dollar amount and all of that other shit. Like, I feel like Destiny said it in the interview and Mel confirmed it or some shit like that. And then it was brought up later on. I could be wrong, but that's how I remember it happening. But either way, if somebody gave you money out the kindness of their heart at the moment and never expected for anything in return, to me, that means they're a good friend. If you say somebody not a good friend thereafter and they like, but bitch, how I wasn't a good friend when I was sending you thousands of dollars to help you in your life? Can you tell me? Like, everybody act like that's fucked up. And I feel like, no, that's common sense. That's, bitch, stop being stupid and saying I'm a bad friend because you don't want to take responsibility for the fact that you've been doing too much. Okay, you've been doing entirely too much, going back and forth between me and Martell and all of this shit. And then this season, I mean, come on, y'all. The reunion show was the coin toss. I think Mel was just backing away from everybody in general. Destiny did what Tisha did on the first season, which is got butt hurt that Mel wasn't as accessible anymore. And she decided to start like nagging at Mel. Oh, I'm in my village and da da da. Mel is like, bitch, I got 4, 5 kids and a crazy nigga. Like, I don't have time for all this. You know, I'm doing the best I can, and you still want more from me. And then on top of that, you are likening yourself to Martell. Y'all, when we interviewed her, it was like we could not get her to see that Martell and LeBaric were the same type of person. And I guess we couldn't get you to see that because you and Martell are the same type of person. And that's what's coming through to me.
Well, thank you, Doctor of Love, for the super chat. I love y'all because y'all tell the truth. So thank you so much for the super chat. We appreciate you.